Hey guys, it's the Inspirational Power Hour with your host, Chandra right here. And I'm so incredibly excited because let me tell you, we love gospel music around here. We celebrate gospel music and the community, the artists that make it happen. And today we are here talking about our awards, talking about the Stellar Awards that is celebrating 40 years. And I have with me none other than Dr. Don Jackson. How are you, Dr. Jackson?
I'm doing super fantastic. How are you, Chandra?
I am great. I'm great. And we have one of our nominees for this year celebrating 4 nominations as an independent artist, Micah Lee. How are you, Michael?
I'm ecstatic. I'm just glad to be here.
Listen, we have a lot to talk about. Dr. Jackson, first of all, we celebrate the Stellar Awards because the Stellar Awards celebrate us. So we
Right.
are excited to be celebrating 40 years this year. So can you talk a little bit about this 40-year legacy?
Yeah, it's 40 years and it's feeling like we just got started. I tell you, that's how the enthusiasm that runs through us. It just gets to be exciting to hear all of these artists and new artists and their performances, their presentations, and it couldn't get any better as we continue to for 40 years. I know it sounds like a little bit of time before you were born, but
Thank you for
well,
that compliment.
that's okay. You deserve it. So this is the time that we have a chance to showcase to our community the music we think that can uplift our community, that can get them into church and motivate them in their lives and all of that. Very, inspirational songs. And that's what, Micah and artists like him, what they've been doing in so many of the great categories that we have. So, it has been 40 years. We're
Mhm.
another 10 more years. It'll be a 50-year anniversary, a
Yes,
golden anniversary.
and we can't wait.
Yeah. So it's exciting, especially with some of the new things that we have going on this year.
Yeah, yeah. So we know that the Stellar Awards celebrate every year with a phenomenal live taping, and
Yes.
that's always the big event in the gospel music community and the gospel music world. And we're excited because this year we're back home in Nashville again, right?
Well, you know about Nashville, right? Yeah,
Yes,
we're, we're,
yes.
we're excited to be back at the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. Now, this is different than a performance venue, just a performance hall, because it's a symphony, which means that the balcony seating, every seat you can see is a great seat.
Hmm.
And they have the lighting, the audio, the stage, and seats that go up and down. I mean, it's really modern. And they were reluctant a little bit,
Hmm.
but encouraged by the mayor of Nashville for us to come.
Hmm.
And now that when they experienced us a few years ago, now they came back after us to recruit us to come back because they loved the show. We moved the show to August, and they had the dates available, and we had that. So we're back at and Micah is the Schrimmer horn. It has SCHERMERHORN Symphony Theater. But the people in Nashville know all about it and they support it. We're just excited about the lineup. And we have CC Winans and BB Winans who are co-hosting the show this year too.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's we just got that confirmation. We're firming up our performances that we're going to have and our presenters and all of that, which we're going to be doing that next week, and we'll be ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Sheridan Hotels there are our host
Hmm.
hotel,
Hmm.
where folks who want to buy their tickets or get their reservations, we have some great rates there for
Yeah.
them to call and reserve all of that.
Yeah. So everybody, you can get all of this information the day of the taping, the hotel information, ticket information, official Stellar sanctioned event information. All of this will is available, and more information will continue to be available at www.stellarawards.com. Now let's talk about the music, because we love our gospel music. We have one of our nominees here, Micah Lee. And Micah, first of all, congratulations on the 4 nominations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, as an independent artist, I was just telling you, you've been grinding for a while, you've been working for a while. So, congratulations. How does it feel?
Um, it is, I'm trying to still process exactly what I'm feeling. I
Mm-hmm.
have mixed emotions, and Mr. Jackson doesn't know this. My father passed away about 6 months ago,
Oh.
and my father was my biggest supporter. He was the first one who ever told me that I could do anything that I put my mind to. And so you can't trick God. I had a prayer that I said every day for the past 5 years. I said, God, allow my father to see me win my very first Stellar Award. And as long as I didn't win, I think I was okay, because I said, he's still here. So when he passed away, that thing kind of hit me. It kind of shook my faith a little bit, because I said, God, you've always answered every single one of my prayers. Why didn't you answer that one? And then about 2 days before the nominations came out, God gave me a dream where I was on stage after performing at the Stellars, and I was winning an award. And I looked in the audience and I saw my dad
Mm-hmm.
um, on the front row.
Hmm.
And had the look of pride on his face. And God woke me up from the dream. And the first thing he said was, who said that he wouldn't see? Ah, that thing hit me
Wow.
like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's there, you know. So it's an emotional time, but I'm just grateful. You, as an independent, you work really, really hard,
Mhm.
probably 10 times harder to get the space. And God has allowed me to have so many opportunities and to do so much and accomplish so much. And sometimes you can be left wondering if what you're doing is making impact.
Right.
And it's an honor to really have that confirmation, like, hey, you're doing something in this world, and you're helping changing lives and bringing them closer to Christ. And so I'm grateful. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here.
We can tell. We can tell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wow, Micah. Dr. Jackson, we can see in this moment right now how deeply gospel music runs in our culture, in our
Right.
families, and the impact that it has on us. Because, our artists, our music makers, we are all standing on the shoulders of the people that have gone before us, right?
Right.
And there's been a lot that's been said this week, about gospel music, but can you speak a little bit as to why it's so important that we continue to celebrate our own?
Yeah. That's very, very important, Chandra, because that's the music we grew up on in the church, music that inspires us, motivates us, um, which we need, dating back to our forefathers, our grandfathers, our fathers, our mothers, and the artistry of now the artists themselves has just blossomed, and it's no longer just uh, the sermon type of music. It is music that relates to all of us, that inspires us. It has me, because when I decided that I was going to step out and do an award show in gospel music, I was not into it until I heard the GMWA, Gospel Music Workshop of America, here in Chicago. They had a closing performance, and all of these artists, Shirley Caesar, the Winans, were singing. I was up in the third balcony, and it touched me. And I said, "Oh, this is what we need. Let me see if what shows are out there. None were out there on television in terms of an award show. I said, well, this makes a lot of sense, God. Let's get going. And what happened was that I went to the GMWA in Detroit several times, and each time 3 times, and they changed the meeting, like for whatever reason. I don't hold it against them, but sometimes you're ready for it, other times you may not. They were not ready for it. And so I said, well, God, what am I going to do? And then when I got back to Chicago a week later, I get a call from Milton Brunson, who had the Thompson Community Singers.
Mm-hmm.
And he was bringing Shirley Caesar, the Winans, Mighty Clouds of Joy, and his own group, the Tommies, to perform at McCormick Place in this theater. And he says, because I was in television, and I knew one of the local stations, WGN, and he says, do you think you can help me promote it? That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, wait a minute. What if we televise it and put it on television? I'll do all of the production. You take the emission, whatever you're selling goes to you, and I'll do this. And he said, and we packed the place, and I took care of all of the television and everything. But I wasn't prepared for Shirley Caesar and Mighty Clouds of Joy when they went into the audience. We didn't have enough lighting for that, but the ratings went through the roof. And then we called it the Gospel Music Awards.
I
We didn't
remember.
call it Stellar until the second year when we moved to the Auditorium Theater. And then we changed it to the Stellar Gospel Music Awards. But the story there is that how God provides. And I didn't say, well, I tried. I just said, well, what's next, God? When the GMWA, they were doing a lot of great things, and they still are. And but it wasn't their time to meet with me. Now, as it turned out, I had to do it all, but now it is all our production. I don't have a partner in this. This is us, and it just took off and grew, and we outgrew certain cities, and now cities like Nashville, they're coming to us, wanting us to bring the Stellar Awards here. New York at the Apollo, Atlanta at the Cobb Theater, all so many, and now Chicago wants us to come back. But I see the impact
Mm-hmm.
that it has. I see also the great impact of the artists
Mm-hmm.
and many of the young artists, and how they've affected some of the established artists. And there was we had the Winans, and then the Winans introduced me to their younger sister and younger brother, BB and CC Winan, and they took off.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen the music grow. The meaning is still there. How it can motivate folks not just in the church, but how it delivers when we need it, and that's been so encouraging to me because I was not exposed coming up as a gospel music fan until it got me, it struck me. And then that's helped us establish our network. Stellar TV now is a network, and we're on cable, we're on broadcast syndication, we're on streaming, we're on all of those platforms where we have exposure. So I'm looking at opportunities to bring in international gospel music artists,
Awesome.
gospel music artists, so they can see. They've been to see our show, and they want to become a part of it. And so we're going to work out arrangements to have a category, which we don't have yet,
That's
of
awesome.
international gospel music category.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because they're waiting for us,
Mhm.
and we want to promote it all over,
Mhm.
the world. And so that's the next growth level for us.
Mhm.
And the Shimmerhorn was a growth because we had never been a symphony hall. So you walk in, and all of a sudden, it's just all of the worthiness of the location and how they wrapped their arms around us. They did not know what or who we were or what was gospel music.
Wow.
And then of course, it's black tie, and folks were dressed to the T, and it's just so they came after we did it. They came back and say, "Can you come back? Can
Mm.
we'd love to have you back," and it worked out. But that's been the growth of promoting the music of gospel and seeing how it resonates, and the people, the motivation they get, encouragement they get, healing that they get, forgiveness that they get. So all of these great songs, are there, and I can't wait to hear, "Clap My Way."
Yeah.
And
Me either, Mr. Jackson. Oh, don't let them let me on that stage, because we're gonna clap. Oh, we're gonna
well,
clap.
when we announce who the nominees are, we
Hmm.
play a bit of the song, and Micah, that's another recommendation. Make sure you send us the
Yes,
best
sir.
performance photo of yourself,
Yes. Yes, sir.
and and if you have a video,
Hmm.
send us the video too, because
I'm on it.
you on it, okay?
I'm on it.
Because some of them, they get involved, and we want to expose who you are, and we do that
Hmm.
with all of the nominees that we have until we announce the winner. And good luck to you on that as
Yes, sir.
well. But come prepared,
I'm
and then
ready.
you know get ready to interact with the other events going around. Make sure you're at
Yes,
the Friday's nominee pre-show
we'll
uh,
be there.
awards as well,
Hmm.
and because that's going to be streamed. So
Hmm.
which is the first time we are streaming the pre-show, so that we can
Hmm.
have all of the artists, those who are nominated, those who are winning in those categories that are not on Saturday, the
Hmm.
night of the show. We want to
Hmm.
give you and others uh, that kind of exposure. And sometimes you'll get exposure on both of them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Special categories like you are Song of the Year. That's New Artist of the Year, and
Hmm.
that as well. So make sure you do that. But that's the
Yes, sir.
importance, the
Yeah.
thrill and importance of what we get from it, knowing the impact that gospel music can have. It's not us, it's about those of us are willing to pick up the mantle and go forward.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
we're one of the few African American owned television production networks out
Yes.
there today.
Yes.
We don't just job it out and let others do what we should be doing and learning what we should be learning. You know, uh,
Yes.
but I was in radio, TV, and film at Northwestern University here in Chicago, so I knew a little bit. But until you dive into it, you really don't know.
Hmm.
And I was a ball player. I was a basketball player in the Big Ten. And but I knew that I wanted to get into the media and communication and radio. I was a radio salesman there. So I know a little bit about radio because I ran the radio station sales department there. So I knew about the radio. I knew about advertisers and the funding that it needed and all of that,
You've
which,
done it all, Dr. Jackson.
huh?
You've done it all.
Well, there may be some other things I need to do as well, because my goal is to get to some of the other shows like the Grammys,
Mm.
to encourage them to have gospel music performances where they haven't had any for the
Yes.
last 3 or 4 years, and it's a 3-hour show
On the main show. Yeah.
on the main show that they
Hmm.
have.
Yes.
So there's a lot more for me to do.
Amen.
God shows up,
Yes.
there.
Yes. Micah,
Yeah.
I think that was Dr. Jackson's nice way of saying you don't sleep during Stellar Awards weekend.
Oh
It's a
no.
hard working weekend, I'm here to tell you. Listen,
Oh,
let's talk about some of the events that people can look forward to. You can look forward to master classes, unplugged independent soundstage, fashion pop-ups, comedy experience, and the
Right.
Stellar Awards pre-show and Gospel Radio Awards, in addition to the show itself. Now, this is all happening the weekend of August 14th through August 16th, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee. Again, go to stellarawards.com for more information, and also for the Stellar Plus experience.com, right? Dr. Jackson?
That's it. Yeah. What we
Yeah.
want the artists to do, and those who come who have an interest in gospel music, to get to know us,
Mm-hmm.
interact with the people you see around. The artists are open. We are open. Questions. To take a look at what's going on in gospel music,
Mm-hmm.
and to the agents, the managers. If you're an independent artist, there are connection ways to connect there.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get up wherever, and that's why we have all of these, Chandra, these other events taking place, so that not only at the Stellar Award, which will be, full,
Mm-hmm.
but these other events for you to go up, and if you recognize an artist, to say something there, they are open,
Yes.
and meet with, the managers who may be managing, or the record companies and all of that.
Radio
That's what
people,
it's
all those people.
about.
Yeah.
It's not just coming and showing up
Yeah.
for the Stellar Awards. That's why we do all of these, have all of these classes and events, and they permit you to ask questions and introduce yourself to people. Come with some contact information in terms of your cards, if you still use them, or just a number or your email or a text, to give them that, so that you have a way of understanding and getting into the industry.
Yes. You taking notes, Micah? You writing all this
oh,
down?
listen, I've been on this trail a long time. Listen,
Yeah.
that I feel like that's why I'm here,
Yeah.
because
You've
you
Yeah.
done
don't
all of
sleep
it.
at the Stellars. You got to go.
No.
What's going
Yes. And
Mhm.
we're so grateful, Dr. Jackson, that you
Yes.
keep expanding the impact of the Stella Awards. You keep thinking, and we're so grateful that you make space to celebrate independent artists like
Right.
Micah, that work so hard, that may not have that engine behind them.
Right.
But we still celebrate them. So we thank you so much for that. And listen, we want everybody to mark your calendars again, August 14th through 16th. We want to see you in Nashville, Tennessee, for our artists, for our gospel music lovers, for our supporters, and get ready for a great weekend. We are so excited.
Now, Chandra, let me ask you: are
Mhm.
you a nominee for the Nashville Internet? I mean, for Radio Internet?
No, sir, I am not.
Are you sure?
Wait a minute. No, sir.
Okay. Well,
Not
I'm gonna take a look at that and see.
okay.
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 I'll
Okay.
get back to you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Jackson, while I have you here, I want to ask you this question. Like I said, I think there's been a lot of conversation this week, but every few years we will have this chatter and this question, is gospel music dying, right? Someone
Right.
that's inside the industry, will you speak to that just a little bit? Because I would love to hear your answer and your response.
Well, I don't think it's dying at all.
Mhm.
We can tell by what gospel music radio stations are doing. When we came aboard, as I indicated earlier, I was at, I think I did, WVON radio here in Chicago,
Mhm.
and they had one day of gospel music. That was on Sunday.
Mhm.
And now you have these radio stations where it's Monday through, it's 24/7.
Right.
And then the response we're getting from the artists themselves, and how they're making the music, how they are uh, uh, really getting a response, has just gone off the charts. And that's why I think it's so appropriate for other award shows like the Grammys. And we've got to now, we have a little leverage where we can go to them and say, hey, take a look
Mhm.
at these artists. We don't need the exposure, but we think that it would be advisable. We can give you whatever contact information for for you to think about putting some of these artists on to perform. If you want to do a collaboration, we did that at the GMA Dove Awards in Nashville. Okay, and they actually we are a commercial broadcast network, meaning we go get advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
The Dove, the GMA, they are a religious network. Well, not a network yet, but they are a religious organization, a Christian, more Christian, and they wanted to get more exposure in gospel music. And they wanted us to represent them, which we did for 2 years, to get advertisers to put it on, and which we did for them, but under the condition that they used, they had more gospel music performances, and they had Black tech people who could work on the show, stage manager, camera puller, and they did that. We exposed them to that. So we are, when you talk about gospel music, we don't say anything negative about the other networks.
Mm-hmm.
We show them what gospel music is doing and what it can mean for their growth of the GMA Dove Awards, and they did that. And they have a young lady there, Jackie Patillo, who is Black, who runs the Dove Awards now. And they've added, I think Cece was their Icon Award of the Year this past year or last year. And they've added more rap and hip hop. They now call it, Christian and gospel music. They're doing, this is in Nashville, as a matter of fact, and they're doing a museum called the Christian and Gospel Music Museum. So, and there's enough room for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we've encouraged. We're about encouraging gospel music.
Yes.
On all of the platforms that are available. Could be like some of the talk shows that are out there, and we've had some of the Black female talk show hosts that'll be presenters on the show, so that we can come on their show and do what we're doing now, talking about all of the great things in gospel music. So you may see more presenters that we have on that line, so that they can invite gospel music artists on their shows, because they are Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. They're usually a 1-hour show. Mm-hmm. So they need guests as well.
Yes.
And the gospel music artists can motivate their audiences.
Yes.
Get them on their feet.
Yes.
Sing a song and all of that. So those are the things that we do to promote and uplift opportunities for gospel music and gospel music artists to go forward.
Yes. Well, thank you both. Thank you again, Micah. Congratulations on the 4 nominations.
Thank you so much.
We're so proud of you. We cannot wait. Again, everybody, mark your calendars for August 14th through the 16th, Nashville, Tennessee. This is the 40th annual Stellar Awards. We are celebrating 40 years of great gospel music, celebrating our artists and the community and the music we love and the creatives that make it. So we're so excited about it. Again, Dr. Jackson, thank you for keeping this legacy alive for 40 years, giving us space to celebrate our own. We thank you.
Well, thank you for continuing to keep this music alive on your radio.
All right, guys, we appreciate you so much. Listen, make sure you stay tuned for more information. We're going to be talking about it all the way up to the show. It's the Inspirational Power Hour with Chandra Wise.